Carolyn's not just like pulling Jenna Lyons' name like literally out of thin air. Like
Okay.
Can you guys like give the context that this is actually give the full context of like our knowledge of Jenna Lyons.
Right. Okay.
And what you guys have done with her.
So yeah, we met Jenna Lyons at the documentary screening for the Lesbian Bar Project, and Melody and I were hosting it. And funny enough, Jenna Lyons was there with Andy Cohen's assistant,
Darren Karp.
Yeah, not like together, but like they.
No, I
okay.
know, but okay. So this already becomes more interesting. Okay,
right.
Go on.
So then I asked Jenna that night if she'll be on Dyking Out, and she's like, sure. I'm like, okay, this is really exciting. We do an in-person live recording at the Wing in Soho, and we're in the green room. And Melody, do you remember how we got on the topic where we landed and said you should be on RHONY?
I think we had recorded Eric's podcast, Gay Ass Podcast, and we brought it up there
Before
or
that?
we had texted
Okay.
about it a little bit as Carolyn's getting more and more into RHONY. She's sending me dispatches, and I think we were just chatting between us, and then you brought it up on that podcast.
Right.
So it was like fresh in our
right.
minds. Early December, we did the Wing interview with her, and we were in the green room, and we just brought it up to her while we were chatting.
She got so excited. She turns to her assistant. Well, first she's like, I love that. How do we make that happen? And then she turns to her assistant. How do we make that happen? And then we're like, oh, well, we like kind of know Andy Cohen's assistant. And she's like, well, I'm friends with Andy Cohen. We're like, oh, yes, of course you are. Well, then why don't you call him and make that happen? So she was thinking that she would love to do a gay RHONY.
Yes.
And she wanted to do gay RHONY, and then we asked her like in our interview of that episode to get her like on the record saying that she would want to be part of it and to kind of start this movement. So then when we were on Gay Ass Podcast and that eventually comes out, he tags Jenna in it. Jenna sees it and like reposts it.
Yeah, a reel of us saying you should be on it, or Jenna Lyons should be on it, and him agreeing. She shared it and said, how do we make this happen?
Yeah. And then I DM her and I said, call your friend Andy. And she's like, yes, I need to. I'm like, okay.
Oh my God.
So why isn't this happening? Why is there even a casting call? Like Jenna Lyons is like the center of so much in New York.
She's
she
in
is one
Soho.
of the most well-connected people.
Center Apple right there.
Of course. She had her own like Stylish with Jenna Lyons show. So she's like familiar with like reality TV, a very different kind, but like with having cameras around and everything. She has like her
It was the rich man's Big Shot with Bethany.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was. That's great.
Yeah, she has her new line of eyelashes that she's working on right now that's out. So I feel like for a lot of reasons she'd be a very interesting person to.
Yeah, she's
have
got her
on there.
business to promote.
For people who don't know, Jenna Lyons ran J. Crew for like 25 years.
Yeah.
Like a really long time. And now she's like an interior designer. She does all sorts of stuff. She is quite, I wouldn't call her, she's not a socialite because she's like a businesswoman. She's like a really successful
iconic New
businesswoman.
Yorker, and thus perfect for RHONY.
Gay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
whole
connected.
thing. She's got it all.
I mean, it just makes sense.